Other than when we get to the expulsion, we'll be voting in open session on the expulsion toward the end of the agenda. Okay. Music Elementary's doing the spotlight?
Point of order, Pledge of Allegiance.
No, but I'm asking, they're here,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I believe so, yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have a student that can lead us in the pledge, if you don't mind, or one of your students, or? Okay. How about one of your parents? I can do it, that's fine. Anyway, would you join me for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I've already done the report of closed session actions, which is none. So we're at 6.1, the approval of the agenda. I need a motion and a second.
President Rodriguez, I'd like to speak, if I may.
Sure.
Staff would like to pull the following items from the agenda prior to approval. I have a list. Staff would like to pull 13.1, 13.2, 13.3, 13.4, and 13.9.
Okay.
I have them on a sheet of paper for you here.
Okay, thank you.
President Rodriguez.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Superintendent. So other than those items being pulled, anyone else want to make change on the agenda? Okay, so I need the approval, a motion and a second, please, for the approval of the agenda.
I'll make a move. I'll second.
Member Gutierrez motions and Member Martinez seconds. Please vote. Is Larry here? Are we good?
He needs to clear it.
Okay,
I think you need to clear it.
let me clear it. Hold on. Okay, open voting. Okay. Member Martinez and the student board member. Larry, yeah, on the agenda, he's allowed to vote. Just on personnel items, you know. Okay, all votes in. Okay, student board member abstains, and so we have 5 ayes. Thank you. Now we go to the student report, Superintendent.
Yes, I think we'll start with the representative from Newark Junior High, if they're here.
While she's coming up, you notice that I have the junior high sweatshirt, right? Okay. I gave Ms. Aquino $25 to give to the school, and they use it as a fundraiser.
Yeah.
So if you need any more money, the other board members would love to.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Go ahead. Thank
Hi.
you for coming.
Oh, thank you. Hi, I'm Vanessa Bonroso, the vice president of the junior high. Recently at the school, we had a member from the parent club come in and discuss Valentine's Day grams. Plus, we started recording the teachers' approvals of their individual dares. Coming up, we have Challenge Day, and we have our Great Kindness Challenge. Students will be given a checklist with good deeds complete and goals to make our school a better place. Leadership students are also making posters for Penny for Patients. Last week, our girls basketball and boys soccer kicked off their season with wins. Also, last Thursday at the junior high, teachers are going over grades and behaviors with parents at report card night. I look forward to bringing new information on the school to the next meeting. Thanks.
Thank you. Hold on, don't go. Anybody want to have any?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So again, I apologize for us coming a little late from closed session. We will continue to endeavor to, to get out so we can start at 7. So, Superintendent, next.
Next, is there any representatives from McGregor campus here?
Welcome.
Good evening, Superintendent Sanchez, board members, and cabinet members. My name is Autumn Duran. I'm a senior at Crossroads Independent Studies Program. Third quarter for Bridgepoint and Crossroads began on January 23rd. There are 11 new students at Bridgepoint with more to come, and there are 10 new students at Crossroads. Congratulations to our early graduates, Erica Paniagua from Bridgepoint and Jesus Mendoza Medina and Jacob Rodriguez from Crossroads. We look forward to seeing them on the stage with us in June. Attendance continues to be a focus at Bridgepoint. Every week, over a dozen students earn perfect attendance prizes. Bridgepoint is having their second quarter awards assembly this Friday. Thank you for listening. Have a nice night.
Don't go. Board members? Anyone? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excellent report.
Cesar, do you want to lead the high school update? I don't know if anyone from the high school is in the audience, so it's all on you.
All right.
You have to introduce yourself as our newest student board member.
Yeah, that's right. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Cesar Castillo. I'm the new student board member from Newark Memorial. I'm a junior. It's an honor to be on this board and represent the students of Newark Unified. It's a great position, and I hope that I can serve the students well. Reports from Newark Memorial. Sadie's Dance will be occurring tomorrow evening. ASB has sold about 80 tickets so far. Spring sports, season workouts have started last week. Teams are starting to gear up for competition. The class of 2020 had a fundraiser at Menchie's today from 1 o'clock to 9:30. Parents, you still got time. Help us out. Both the advanced choir and the a cappella choir are holding auditions this week and next week. Both robotics teams competed in Roseville on January the 26th. The Row Buckets placed 15th and the Air Bisons placed 12th. The Row Buckets will also be going to Napa to compete this Saturday. All 3 rocketry teams are working hard on revising their rockets. We launched on January 19th. 2 of the 3 teams had their rockets blow up during launches. One team was about 50 feet off from our minimum height. We're launching again this Saturday, I believe. ASB is selling carnations and roses tomorrow at lunch. They'll be delivered to students on Valentine's Day. And last but not least, ASB elections are tomorrow. We'll be electing our new ASB board for the next school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Castillo. Before we move on, can we repeat the items that were pulled again, if you don't mind? Okay, we have 13.1, 13.2, 13.3, 13.4, and 13.9. Is that correct? So anyone that wants to address the board on these items can do that during public comment on non-agenda items, because now they're not agenda. They're not on the agenda. So just fill out one of these forms, give them to Ms. Aquino, and then you can address us on those. Okay. Superintendent?
At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Associate Superintendent Salinas, who will introduce our spotlight tonight.
Good evening. It's a great pleasure to introduce Ms. Amanda Gallagher, our principal at Music Elementary. We've very excited to share all the wonderful things happening at Music, and I also see a lot of Music Elementary teachers in the audience, so that's wonderful.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board, President Sanchez, Executive Cabinet. Thank you so much for the time to speak about our wonderful little school tonight. I know we didn't have any students here, but we've had a lot of things happening this week. And so we have 3 events, and usually 2 is where we top out. So, I'm excited to tell you about our school. Let's see if I can drive and talk it. So, a little bit about our school, just approximate numbers. We are a tiny school. We have 325 students, preschool through 6th grade. Is that okay, Shar? All right, so 325 students, preschool through sixth grade. We have 4 preschool SDC classes, a TK, a K, 2 seconds, 2 first, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, and a special day class. Right. So a little bit more about our school. We are about 43% English learners, TK through 6. We get really interesting when we start talking about our students with disabilities. That's about 33% of our school. So if you come on our campus, 1 out of 3 students you're going to run into has an IEP. And then, let's see, about 61% free and reduced lunch. So we have a pretty awesome school, lots of students, lots of fun needs that we get to work with, but they're fabulous. We wouldn't have it any other way. So I know you've seen this slide before, but it's great, and I couldn't not include it. So what research says about teams of teachers, the very essence of a learning community, the teams of teachers is the focus and commitment to the learning of each student. And I can confidently come up here tonight and tell you that my 11 general ed teachers, my 1 intervention teachers, my 8 special education teachers, my 14 paraprofessionals, and my 1 instructional aide, my bilingual instructional aide, each and every one of them is dedicated and determined to help our students be successful. And so we're going to talk more about our work together tonight. So the way I organize our presentation is based on our SIPSA. Everything we do is based on our goals and how we're going to help our students succeed. So our first goal, 1.1, is about math, and our overall goal is to have our students increase 12 points year over year. Unfortunately, last year, we went down by 2%. So we have work to do. We're aware of this, and we have plans in place. So part of what we're doing is here. You get to see some of our student work. But what we're doing in the classroom is we are really focusing on big ideas math. We are excited to have this curriculum TK through 12, and our teachers are digging in, really getting to know the new program. Our kids are loving it. It's the color in the book. It's more engaging. They're all about it. So there's some work samples there. We are really working with our iReady online instruction as well as a supplement to help them with that instruction. We're supporting our teachers in helping them support their students by really looking at the curriculum in our district trainings. And the bulk of our work this year is our professional learning communities. So we are spending time in small groups, grade level groups, focusing on specific standards, the assessments and the intervention needed to help our students reach those critical standards that we know they need to be successful. And that really, really is helping us just pinpoint, target, make those small, really doable goals that we know are going to make the difference to our students. Our next goal is around ELA. So our goal is to improve 7 points year over year. Once again, we didn't quite meet this. We went down by 3%. So we know, once again, we have work to do. So what are we doing in ELA? We are really invested in Readers and Writers Workshop at our sites. They are not new for us. But what we're doing differently this year is we're working with our West Coast Literacy Writing Coach and really spending time with her, digging into the work. How can we tweak and refine our practices to get our students writing more, deeper, better? You can see some of our examples on the board back there. We're also working with our district colleagues to calibrate our DRAs. So are we assessing them the same way our colleagues are at the other site? Are we calibrated? Are we all on the same page? We're doing that with our reading and our writing. In addition to that, we're spending time focusing on our English learners and how we can support them in our English reading and writing workshops. So we're working there. The next one, this is the fun one. Not that ELA and math aren't fun. I'm a big fan of both of those, but STEAM. 1.3. We are always looking for ways to integrate the other subject areas into writing, and we are doing that through STEAM. So all of our classrooms go to see our SRTs 1 or 2 times a week, 1st through 6th grade. We, of course, focus on our Lucy Calkins unit of writing, but I have challenged our staff to bring STEAM into every single classroom. So we are working with STEAM units and challenges. So you can see some of those up there. I want to point at that little table of boys. Can you see that in the picture? Now, I don't know if you have teenagers at home or preteens at home, but to see a smile on their face is rare, right? Those 3 boys were giggling. I mean, full on giggling about the periodic table of elements. That's what we want for our students. They take that excitement back. They're building, they're enjoying, they're tying that learning to some traditionally not as exciting tasks like writing. So we're doing that. bottom left-hand corner, it's not just for our students, it's for our teachers too. So right now they're in a bridge challenge. So whichever grade level has the strongest, best bridge and is learning from their implication, they're going to get an extra prep next month, right? Because I want them to learn with our students. We're doing it all together. So some of the work we're doing there. Our after-school class in STEM, that's the chemistry class. They made fake blood this week. We're loving that. Professional development. I got to participate in design thinking with the other administrators so I can push my staff further. And then most recently, our teachers in certain grade levels participated in the next generation science standards training and notebooking. Once again, how do we tie all this fun stuff we're doing to writing? Okay, achievement, right? We know we have work to do here, and how are we supporting our students? How are we giving that extra? So part of what we're doing is we have ELD intervention time. Other sites might call this flex. This is still in the works, but basically we've guaranteed every class, kinder through 6th grade, has 3 or 4 times a week where they are breaking up into smaller groups. So in grade level pairs with the help of the intervention teacher and the instructional aide. So for 1 period a day on each of those days, it is specific targeted instruction. So we're really moving them there. We have after-school tutoring offered by Aloni once again for 3rd through 6th graders. PI. So you don't get to hear me speak very much about our preschool program, right? They're not part of our SIPSA. They don't have all that fun state data, but they're very important to our site. So how we're supporting our families in our preschool is we have PI. So these are parent instruction events. We know it's a special day class preschool, so all of our students have special needs. Learning doesn't stop at school for our students. We need to support them everywhere. And that means supporting our families too. So how can we give them tips and strategies that are going to help them be successful at home and at school? And so Miss Megan back there, she leads that for us. So you're welcome to join too. Even if you're not part of that population, we want to show you what we're doing. So come on by. And something else with our unique population, and we are unique, not just for Newark, but our kind of makeup of our school, it's not the norm. But we are 110% dedicated to our students. And what that means is having an inclusive community. So when you walk into our campus, our students are the EL students, the students with special needs. They are music lovers, each and every one. And so that's part of what these inclusive practices are about, is that they are our students. That's it, right? You would never know. They're just part of our community. So that is a huge part of our school. Next goal, student engagement. This is measured by attendance. We want to support them, of course, with mental health, behavioral, social supports, decrease suspensions. You're not learning if you're not at school, right? So what are we doing this year? It is our first year of PBS, so we're in a planning year. We have started costs this year, so we're really, really working on, once again, targeting interventions wherever they're needed. We have an EBAC counselor that's at our site 1 day a week. Because of our unique population, we are lucky enough to have a part-time psychologist designated just to our site, right? We have 2 behaviorists assigned to our site because of our needs. We share them with other sites too, but I like to pretend they're just mine. Monthly attendance awards and classroom celebrations. It's hard to get to school every day sometimes, especially when you're 5 and you're waking mom and dad up, right? So we want to celebrate them every day that they're there, because every day is important. Homeschool communications about attendance, we are going above and beyond. We are sending letters home to each family, letting them know, how many days have you missed? Okay, what does this mean to you? I'm calling home for some of those families. Hey, we noticed that your child's not here today. We really miss them. Everything okay? How can I help? So we're doing that. And then we have, of course, kind of our general letters home. When do you keep your students home? We're okay with runny noses. You keep fevers, we want the runny noses. So just those things as parents, we wonder, we're reaching out, we're letting them know that every day is important and we want them there. Parents, they are the best partners we have in education, right? So how do we keep our parents engaged? We have kind of the same groups as all sites do. We have our ELAC, our SSC, our PTA. But what we're really doing is we are growing that. So if you look at the top picture, those are my entire group of volunteers from last year. We celebrated them. They're wonderful, fabulous volunteers. If you look at the bottom picture, that was one of our PTA meetings from the beginning of the year. There are more people there than on our top picture. So we're growing, we're increasing. And we're doing that through communicating with our parents. And our primary way of communicating with our parents is through Class Dojo. It's like a private messenger system. So we have about 85% of our families signed up for this program. And we're messaging, teachers can message with their parents. Last week, I believe we had 286 messages, just back and forth between teachers and parents. That's a lot of communication happening. We had over 100 stories posted. Stories would be like, this is an event happening in the classroom. This is homework happening in the classroom. This is something happening here at school. So we have more communication happening there. Teachers can also use this to let parents know when they're having a good day. They got a positive point for participation. They got a positive point for persevering. So really letting parents know what's going on at the school and making ourselves accessible. Right? And of course, we have a lovely marquee. Hope you drive by and get some of our announcements there. Twitter, we're up to 80 followers.
All right.
I know. If you all follow me, that could just push us up over the edge. Right? So we're working on that. And of course, like we send the paper flyers home too, but we're trying to get with the times, and that's social media. That's the way to reach our parents. And through that, you can see the increased participation. It's not all about our goals, though. Sometimes it's just about community. So we have other programs that support our families as well. We have Music for Minors. We have a ballet folklorico group, Safe Routes, Go Green, Student Council, intramural flag football, and basketball. We also like to host as many district programs as possible. If it's at our site, our parents can attend. So we have migrant ed workshops and counseling, parent partner workshops, Tri-City Health. We're hosting the math education evenings for our parents. We host the Head Start program for our county. We want to give everything we can to our parents, so we'll make room for them. We have lots of things going on. So what makes music special? I've talked a lot about the data in our programs, but quite frankly, it is our community. It is our students, our parents, our staff. We are a family. When you come to our site, you are welcome. And what you will always hear me say is, we may be small in size, but we are huge in heart. Right? So on that note, I want to invite you to be part of our music family. Tomorrow, it's a little bit late notice, but we have our family Valentine's Day dance. It's for preschool through 6th grade, so we make sure everyone can have a good time. But most importantly, I'd love for you to join me on a day in science camp. We work really hard to get our students there. You can come with me. We'll go and we'll see what they're doing in their outdoor learning adventure. So if you're available, that's the day I'm going up, and I'd love to have you join me. All right. Thank you so much for your time tonight. They're what make it awesome.
Okay. Board, any comments, questions? Member Thomas?
Well, thank you very much. That was very interesting, and you're doing a lot of great things. Just a couple.
Sure.
I don't understand some of these acronyms.
Oh.
So what is EBAC and what is DRA? I think I know what DRA is, but I don't think I remember what EBAC is.
You know, and I should know better. I'm always talking about those. So DRA is the reading assessment we do for our students. It tells us where they're at independently and where they're at instructionally. Okay. EBAC is the East Bay Agency for Children, and we work with the county to bring in counselors to support our students.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Anyone else? Okay, I have something.
Sure.
Thank you so much. When we approved the preschool, the Whiteford kids, the special needs, beautiful little kids, that to go over to your, to music. Mm-hmm. I, for one, and I think most of the board member, and we felt that it was a perfect fit, and that great things were going to come out of it, and so far, that's what I see, and I want to thank you, because now you have basically 2 schools in one, and you guys, the staff, everybody there does an excellent job, and thank you for, as the principal, in making that whole transition, as difficult as it could have been, it's one, it's been well received, and you've done an excellent job. So I just had, on the attendance, that's, we had our board workshop on the budget, and that's one of the big things, is to increase our attendance. And each one of our schools is being challenged to come up with, do you have any special programs or events that to increase the attendance?
Right now, our special events are those monthly celebrations. That's what we're doing right now, and really taking that time to get to know each family personally and let them know that we're there for them. This is a big challenge for us at music, especially because the odds are not in our favor. With our size being what it is, just a few special circumstances, that already throws our percentages off.
Right.
But we're not letting that get us down. We're going to keep on working on it, making those connections.
Yeah. And you know, music is probably, I think it's our oldest school, but if not, and so much history there. And I see Mr. Montoya there. But could you take a minute, and I know you have a very, very engaged community,
Mm-hmm.
and could you kind of maybe ask him to introduce some of your staff, or ask him to stand if you don't mind?
Absolutely. Music staff, please stand.
And parents?
And parents.
Thank you. And then the back of the room?
Oh,
Can you
yes.
share that with us?
Absolutely. So I think we have a little bit of a unique approach to decorating. What I tell my staff is you bring something from your classroom that you're working on that you want to share. So it's not always the biggest, shiniest project, but if you go and you look back there, this is what we're doing in our classes. This is how we're connecting reading to social studies. This is what STEAM looks like. This is how we're practicing math fluency, art, letter recognition. This is the real work.
And then if your PTA decides to do a fundraiser for T-shirts or whatever, we would like to, get some for us. At least I want to try to get T-shirts from all the schools. So,
I think you'd look beautiful in the music leopard shirt, each and every one of you. We'll happily accommodate.
And so somebody brought up the idea, and I don't know if you want to drive it at music, but getting a T-shirt with all the schools. When I went today to your in the office there, that's what somebody.
Yeah, my office
Your
manager is
office
an
manager brought
overachiever.
that up, right?
Yeah, we would love to help you get those T-shirts set up.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Newark Pride.
Anyway, thank you again, and we enjoy and appreciate everything you do for our kids and our community.
Absolutely, and thank you. You are always welcome at music.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Superintendent? Oh, we moved to, I'm sorry, my fault. Public comment on non-agenda items. It's next. So, Mrs. Parks, you had put in for 13.3. Did you want to switch that over to public comment on non-agenda items, or just address it when we bring it back? Thank you. Thank you much. Okay. Member Thomas, could you help me, please? Excuse me. So now we have public comment on non-agenda items. So we have a few of you now. Normally we allow 3 minutes, but because we have so many, if you can get done quicker, then that'll help us. And we have one that has. This is 9.12.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted this first one? Okay, sure. And then we have one where there's a few people on there. So past practice is we allow you more time because there's might be 3 of you that want to come up. So if you need more time, if you want to do it in the 3 minutes, but because there's 2 or 3 of you. So the first one is Mr. Montano, 1. Sure.
What's your name, sir?
What is your name? Mr. Jimenez? Yes. Okay. Normally, we would charge you money to go in front of the line, but we're going to waive that. Okay?
It's just the way we have it in order.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
All right, good evening, board. My name is Oz Jimenez. I'm with Newark American Little League. And the reason I'm here tonight is to let you know about our membership is merging with Newark National. In the past, we were 2 separate baseball leagues within the city of Newark, and I have the letter that we sent to Little League in Williamsport to let them know that we wanted to merge. Newark National and Newark American are requesting to merge into one league. The merger is subject to the approval of Little League Charter Committee. If approved, the merged league will be named Newark Little League. While the leagues were originally planned to merge for 2020 season, we are accelerating our merger application to the 2019 season due to a significant drop in registration, especially in Newark National. The merger would help us achieve our goal of having a cohesive baseball community where you and your kids can learn and enjoy the sport of baseball. This is the product we want to provide the community. Both leagues are looking for sustainability of baseball in the city of Newark moving forward. Since both leagues feed the same junior high and the same high school, we feel that this would be a logical merger. As one league, it would help our baseball community grow together as players, parents progress from T-ball to seniors, and hopefully playing high school baseball at Newark Memorial one day. The reasons for merging. The merger will help sustainability of baseball in the city of Newark moving forward. 2, competition with other sports in our community have made it difficult to keep our numbers up, i.e. soccer, lacrosse, cricket, and other baseball leagues. The new league would provide you with a more easily accessible one-stop shop for baseball in Newark. We would simplify the boundaries of our league and the city limits and Newark schools within city limits. In addition, moving forward as one league, we would have a stronger voice within our community. As 2 separate baseball leagues, during the city of Newark's master plan discussions, we could not get the city to help our leagues moving forward with field space. The director of the Parks and Rec, Dave Zender, could not understand why we have 2 leagues in our small community. He saw us as a divided baseball community. He mentioned the strength of the soccer league in our town was that they encompassed everyone in the city. He felt that our league should combine our resources for the betterment of the community. Combining our resources in, for example, our volunteers, board members, coaches, fields, equipment, will help our leagues thrive. So to finish, I'll let you know that yesterday, Little League and their charter committee voted and accepted our merger. And as of last night, we are now the Newark Little League.
All right,
And,
congratulations.
so now we are one. And I have a copy of the letter that we sent them, and I can just have that.
Sure,
so you
love
guys
to
can
have
finish
that.
reading it.
Thank
We,
you.
we don't normally comment on public comment or not, but however, the partnership that we've had with, over the years, with both Little Leagues, and I'm assuming you're going to be playing at the junior high school.
We will be playing out of the junior high, yes.
And it has been second to none, and we appreciate all the volunteerism and what you do for our kids, and most of the people here, you know, our kids have gone through Little League, and
I've seen you there the past couple of years.
Right, and thank you, and all your volunteers for continuing to move forward with the Little League. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Much success.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, Mr. John Montano? No, go ahead. It's going to cost you, but you can go.
I'll pay, no problem. I'm Manny Padilla, Newark National Little League president. Just to follow up with Oz and the merger, we, sorry, I'm just coming off a cold. But this is exciting for Newark. We tried, I took over the league 3 years ago, Newark National, and it was almost broken. A lot of our parents and volunteers worked hard to get the league back on its feet, as well as Oz and Newark American, who did the same. He's been in his seat about the same amount of time, and they came out of some big debt and overcame some big hurdles and worked their butts off to get in the positive. And I just feel like the 2 groups together merging is going to be just strengthen Newark as a community. That division of them over there against us over here is gone. So thankful for that. Now that at Newark National, we partnered with the low enrollment and all that. We've been working our tails off to partner with parents that work at like Apple and construction companies, all these big construction companies, to get donations to help our league out. Last season, 5, 6 of our parents were like, hey, you know, I work at such and such company, and if we build new fields, you know, you build it, they'll come. You know, that was the motto to getting more kids over to baseball. and they were willing to donate tens of thousands of dollars. They were like, I know you guys don't have the money, you're a nonprofit. I could probably get $5-6 grand from this company, $5-6 grand from that company, and towards building brand new fields. Little by little, we're getting pushed out of the high school. Out of the 4 fields that originally were Newark National fields, once the high school took over that property, they took over the fields, of course. Over the last few years, they've been kind of pushing us out. We're down to 2 fields. So with this merger, we were so excited to hear that now we've got 5-6 fields over there at the junior high that we all get to use. These guys, Juan and these guys and all the guys that volunteer over there, I mean, from fixing broken sprinklers to cutting the grass to doing all the maintenance, field maintenance, and upgrades at that field. Newark National was looking at building these brand new fields at Milani, which was our old home. Now we're looking at using those resources at the junior high. Word on the street is that they want to start charging us for those fields. I don't know if that's true or not, but I figured I better come up here and say something, because for us to put tens of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of man hours into these fields and to get charged for that, I don't think that's right. So I want to figure out how, if anything, we're costing the school district money and how we could eliminate that. If the plan was at the Milani is once we took it over, scraped the field from scratch and built the brand new fields, that we were going to maintain them ourselves. If we could do that at the junior high, we'd be more willing to do that, to cut the expense to you guys and take on that expense to ourselves.
I apologize, that 3 minutes are up, but I'm sure staff will contact the district office and they'll chat with you about it. It's Birch Grove Intermediate, right now?
Yep.
Right.
Milani, yep.
But I call him Milani also.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. But please invite us to, throughout the first ball, opening day, whatever you want us to do, we'd love to come.
March 9th.
Did you? Oh, superintendent?
I would like to respond, because it might save some brain damage for this gentleman that are here, and maybe help even to change some of their comment. First of all, appreciate you bringing it to our attention. I know that we have been talking with some little leagues relative to creating a memorandum of understanding, but I can tell you that we are interested in developing a good partnership and continued partnership, because you serve our students.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the places where we do charge more is for people that don't serve our students.
Oh, good.
And we are going to have a structure that is kind of a sliding scale. And by definition of what you guys do, you would be at the lowest rate, which is our partner rate. But even in addition to that, we usually don't do a memorandum of understanding unless it's someone that's even a deeper partner, which I would say you guys fit that criteria.
Yeah.
An example I'll give you of that is the Stage 1. They do a lot of similar stuff. So we have a separate agreement with them, and we know we've been holding one of the fields at one of our sites to finish that conversation. So it's on my radar, at least from the sense of we have to sign a formal memorandum of understanding, but that can be more of a 5-year, 6-year agreement. And it's kind of the idea of if we have a good prenup agreement, we have a better relationship because we know the rules up front. But we're definitely interested in working through that with you. And now it'll be with Newark Little League, which is really exciting. So I just wanted to kind of share with you that there's no barriers here for that. But we could sit down and sort through those details in a formal agreement. Then everybody knows the rules. And part of what we've had to do is clean up some of the past agreements. So going forward, it doesn't mean we don't want to make that partnership, we do. But I definitely like the idea of some symbolic ribbon cutting when we do finally sign the paper.
Oh, we're excited.
So let's think of some funny ways, some cool ways to do that. And I think we're definitely with you as you are with us in serving our students. So
Perfect.
I want
Thank
to
you.
spell that.
Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you for taking the time to approach us. I appreciate it. Okay. Now, Mr. Juan Montano. With the Raider Nation t-shirt.
All right.
Hi, how you guys doing? My name is
Good.
Juan Montano. I'm a board member for Newark Little League now. I am the field maintenance manager and I am the equipment manager. I'm the one that I do all the work on the field. This year I'm working on the 2 backstops on the minor field and on the farm field. Putting putting new ones back there. We got new wood put on the bleachers and stained. We make sure that we pressure washed everything. Everything's been repainted. We put a lot of work in those fields. You know, I do a lot of running around to price stuff. You know, I'll be over at Hobart Lumber, then I'll head over to the one on Cherry and Home Depot. I'll get all the prices together, and then I'll present it to the board, and they give me the okay to get what I can, being as cost effective as possible. So, like I said, I work on the fields, and my name is Juan Montano. And
I appreciate you doing that. And just so that everybody knows, and you can chime in on this, the Little League also has young ladies that it's not just about boys, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
I
yes.
appreciate that.
Also, for I think the little girl that stood up, the first one, she plays. My daughters also play for the Newark Junior High softball team with Coach Laurie. I also prepare the fields for them when they're getting ready to start their practices and all that, because I'm out there every day. You drive by, you'll see my car right next to the baseball fields every day. And through the summer, I'm out there on the weekends with my boys, and you know, I try to keep all 5 of those fields maintained, so that way it's a whole lot easier for our parents to just come and do little stuff.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you for taking the time to come up and talk to us.
Yes, sir.
And good luck again on the merger. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Ms. Natalie Herrera. Welcome.
So I'm definitely not a public speaker, but I did come on behalf of the Newark Little League. I'm their treasurer, and so I'm happy to hear what you had suggested about working together, because boy, do we fundraise. So we do a lot of fundraising to keep our league going. It pays for the equipment, it pays for the jerseys, so all they have to do is buy their pants and cleats. It pays for, I think, did I say equipment, and the field maintenance, and so all of the money that we raise, we use to just better the fields, our league, and the equipment. So I'll be looking forward to partnering with you guys on how to keep continuing that partnership.
Thank you. Thank you for your hard work. Miss Michelle Padilla. Welcome.
Hey.
Hi.
Good evening. Baseball is an all-American pastime. The relationships formed, the sportsmanship, teamwork, and responsibilities are valuable lessons for our youth. As you've heard, due to declining enrollment, and it's been long overdue, Newark American and Newark National have been approved to merge. Our hope is to create a wonderful baseball community center for Newark at the junior high. Not only do kids create relationships during baseball, parents, grandparents create relationships in the snack shacks and the stands, and brings Newark together. It brings our community members together to strengthen Newark. Our fields, as you heard from Juan, are meticulously maintained by our volunteer staff. No custodial support is needed. We pay for and maintain our own trash and restroom facilities. I urge you, board, to mitigate fees to nonprofit youth sports and partner with us to foster the great experiences and relationships that Little League Baseball brings to our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else from the Little League?
I sprained my ankle coming.
That's okay.
No lie.
No, it's not okay you sprained your ankle. I'm sorry.
Hi, my name is Confessor Santiago. I was the vice president of Newark American, and now with the merge, we'll find out what position I hold. So this is all new to me. So my son is a kindergartner at BGP, right? So this school board, this is new to me. So shout out to room 11, BGP, and Miss Carlos. So far the experience has been great, right? So from an education standpoint, it's been everything we wanted. We moved into Newark from renting in Mountain View 3 years ago. We have no plans of moving. We have a townhouse on Joaquin Marietta, and one day we'll buy a single-family home somewhere. If you're all selling, I'm interested. But I'm going to talk to you about the benefits of youth baseball. I'm a manager at the farm level, so I have 6, 7, and 8-year-olds on my team. There's 13 kids on my team, and at the first practice, I went around and asked them, what's your name, what's your school do you go to, what's your favorite food, and what's your favorite athlete? 7 of them said Steph Curry, and it was a baseball league, so it just tells you how popular Steph Curry is. I thought I was in the wrong sport. But 12 out of my 13 players go to public school, and I think that there's probably about that same ratio at the number of kids we have. Most of them are our kids in the public school. Benefits of youth baseball. It helps them develop self-esteem. It's regular exercise for them. It teaches leadership skills. It teaches teamwork. It teaches communication and social skills. It teaches strategy. Gets them thinking, right? Like runner on first and second. What do you do? Runner on first. Nobody on base. You hit the ball. What do you do? So it really does teach them strategy, and it forces them to put their electronics down.
That's nice.
It forces them to stop doing, what's it called, Fortnite dances. That's my rule on my team, like no Fortnite dances. And lastly, it teaches them the value of authority and discipline, because similar to when they're in their classroom, they need to respect the teacher. That's the same respect that I sort of ask as the manager of the team, and I know that we have great managers behind us. And just overall, like baseball, like it is a partnership, right? You guys are taking care of them from 8 to 3, 4 to 5:30. They're on my watch. And the good news is Newark is a community. I moved here from New Jersey, and South Jersey, and really community-based, right? Next door neighbor was like a family. I've lived in a couple areas around here, and like Newark, California is like reminds me of home, right? Like that's what I love about the small town nature of it, and I'm going to stay here for as long as I can. And like I said, we should partner. Like it's just not even about the schools and the fields and the money, right? We're partnering together to to teach these kids and grow them into great adults. So anyway, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Hopefully, both my grandsons are supposed to play. So.
Your grandson's on my team.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And I was going to say, I'm sorry you're from New Jersey, because I'm from New York, but that's
okay. My father's Puerto Rican. So.
Oh, okay. Clemente shirt. I was going to wear my Clemente shirt. Megan McMillan? Miss McMillan? Thank you.
So hi. Recently, our Director of Special Education presented her State of Special Ed in Newark, and pardon me, I'm getting over a cold too. One of the things that she highlighted was how all of our IEPs, all different types, all last year were turned in on time. And while that is a feather in all of our caps, I really wanted to take a moment and highlight the work that goes on behind those IEPs. So I just have a couple of highlights that I wanted to share with you, because I don't think you hear it enough about the great things that we're doing. So first, from our psychologist, Ann Vandenbroek, she is so excited that she's been able to really connect with parents over the past year in a way that she's built trust with them. They come to her for getting their problems solved with the hows and whats and whys of challenges that they're facing. She likes that she's built that trust. At the preschool, Alyssa Bauer, she has a number of students that through all the tireless dedication and work in her classroom are on track to go into general education kindergarten in the fall. And in addition to that, out of 8 students who came in wearing diapers, 2 are now completely potty trained, 3 are now using the potty when taken, and 1 who used to scream and do that like cat with the hands on the door, going into the bathroom, is now sitting appropriately, and it's going to happen any day. So a lot of success at preschool is around a bathroom. So in Michelle Migia's classroom, children who had never had to follow a routine before are really starting to follow and understand what transitions are. In Jeanette Liu's classroom, this was fantastic. There's this child with Down syndrome who communicated via sign language for the very first time in her classroom this year. At the elementary level, Arlene Cordero at Snow, she has been able to implement the entire general education curriculum in her classroom. She even has some students with DRA levels that are on grade level and are now able to participate in ELA in general education classrooms during the day. Alicia Grieve, she teaches our Mod Severe class at Graham, one of them, and she is so proud of the social skills work that her kids are doing, learning to play and work with their classmates and with their general education peers. Rochelle Bautista is at music. She's a first-year teacher, and the thing that she is so proud of is that she really feels like she's gotten a handle on class management, which is a big deal your first year. She really loves her team, and she's seen such growth in social skills and academic skills. Sarah Rohde at Snow is very proud of her entire team this year. She had a kid that transferred in with a really confusing IEP. They were able to piece it out, and he has gone from needing breaks every 30 seconds to working for a solid 20 to 30 minutes at a time, and is approaching grade level in a number of subjects. And another student who has reduced the need for a behavior plan entirely. It's great. And up through the junior high and high school, we have students that are making advances, making friends, building friendships. I really wanted to highlight this stuff because I don't think we hear it enough. I know we're at the 3.
No, it's okay.
Last thing. So this is the stuff we're proud of. It's the stuff that makes all that paperwork worth it. And these are the things that make all of our work special, impressive, and worth every single penny you put into it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for all you do for our kids. We appreciate it. Next, Ms. Lydia Arroyo, Soyola Avila, and Veronica Torres with the Latin Educational Summit.
Okay, good evening, dear board members.
Welcome.
And district executive. My name is Soyla Avila. I'm here to invite you guys for the first Latin Education Summit. This event is being organized by promoters, Latinas, parents, leaders, Superintendent Mr. Sanchez, and Ohlone board member Ms. Vivian Larson. The day is February 22nd, 1920, I'm sorry, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. From 5:30 to 6:30, we're going to have education resources, and then we're going to have from 7 to 8 p.m., we're going to have the event. The main topics we're going to have is there's a need to identify and address critical forecasts that face our Latin students in the family. And the focus of our summit will be engaged and to seek input from participants to determine top areas of priorities and to develop potential solutions. We must be informed about students' achievements, success, and challenge in order to overcome to go to college.
Beautiful goals.
Yeah.
This event is going to be in Ohlone College, meeting room, second floor. We hope you go over there and share with us. And it's going to be childcare provide, free parking, and what else? What else? Oh,
and we hope to see you all. You're going to be getting a special invitation and the flyer, English and Spanish, tomorrow, first thing in the morning, as well as all the principals and all the executives. We are looking for facilitators to help us on our tables because we're going to have some sessions on tables. So if any of you can come, we prefer bilingual because we're going to have a lot of people that speak Spanish only. That event, it's going to be in Spanish and translated in English. So we hope to see you all there on the 22nd, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Friday.
Now that's
February
Ohlone College, not to interrupt you, Ohlone College, Newark or Fremont?
Newark. Ohlone College, Newark. Okay, so please come. Please come.
Thank you. If there's anything we can do to, because we want to make sure it's successful.
I'm sure there will be stuff that you can do to help us. But please just send it to everybody and invite everybody. Everybody is welcome, and it's open to the community. We have parents already signing up from Fremont and Union City, so we hope to open it to those areas as well. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You have more time. Does anybody else want to?
I only printed a couple of copies because you're going to be getting everything tomorrow. So 2 in Spanish, 1 in English. Any questions?
No, anybody? No, thank you. Thank you for all of you.
Thank
for
you. Thank you very much.
Everything you, what? Sorry, I do have a question. Okay. Member Martinez? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right. Never mind.
Board, you want to? Why don't you?
Okay.
She'll get with you. She's got some questions to the superintendent. Okay.
Okay.
And maybe if the superintendent wants, we can. I don't know if there's enough time to have you come to and do a presentation. But anyway, thank you. Thank you for doing this.
Sponsors, Avanzando, Cal State East Bay, and Metas, and of course, Ohlone College. So.
Muchísimas gracias. Thank you. Thank you very
Gracias.
much.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Thank you. Mr. Noop, Carrie Noop.
Good evening. You know, I didn't actually wanted to come, but I saw the meeting about the budget cuts, and I felt I had to say something. So, you know, this is the second time in a short period that we're going through these budget cuts, and it's very difficult. You know, somebody said that we're family. We are family. You know, we have parents and teachers and everybody together, and cutting is really hard. Now, if you ask a board member before they get on the board, when you do a cut, what's the most important thing? They probably all say, we want to keep it away from the classroom, right? And that's why I had to say something, because I saw this meeting and there was something I didn't like. I refuse to believe that there's no single educational program that cannot be investigated and be cut or halved. I refuse to believe there's no contract that can be readjusted, or a professional contract or a piece of software that can be considered as part of cuts. Now, we have to be realistic. Are we going to have to cut some teacher positions? Yes. I mean, you know, how else are you going to get $2.2 million? But are we doing our utmost best? Is educational services working around the clock, going to every single educational program and saying, which program is not 100% mandatory funded? Where can we cut something? Is that happening? Is the finance department looking at contracts, insurances to see, can we restructure some things? Are they working round the clock on that? Because we want to minimize the number of teacher positions that we have to close. And I was very discouraged because I saw some members of the board mentioning professional programs, educational programs, but I didn't feel that the rest of the board was interested in that. And I think that's a serious mistake. We need to do our best to make sure that we minimize the numbers of teacher positions that we cut. So by looking at educational programs, this will be the second year when Newark does a cut where 0 educational programs are cut. And, you know, I refuse to believe that there's nothing there that we can cut. That all these programs have to be there. We have to look through it. We have to look through contracts. And we have to see how much can we save, even if it's one single teacher position. So I urge the board not to say, oh, it's okay, we understand what you're saying, well, just sign at the dotted line. No, go back to the district and tell them, we want to see where you can cut programs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. New. Okay, seeing that's it for the. No, it's just that we've moved on. Superintendent, it's a superintendent's report, so if he wants to, you know, have you tag on to what he's got to report.
Good.
Okay.
All right. So just one thing real quick. So I know the principal situation in Newark Memorial has been a bit confusing for students lately. We're kind of wondering what's going on with the interim principal and the principal that's currently on admin leave. speaking for myself, not speaking for any other students, it's just a bit worrisome, I guess, that I haven't heard anything, that nothing's been announced publicly to students. Principal Bretz is probably one of the administrators that made students feel most welcome on campus. His daily messages were very welcoming. He made you feel like you were, he made you feel, you felt a personal connection with him. And the fact that he's gone with no sort of information since about November, December is a bit disconcerting. I just hope that we can hear something soon about what's going on.
Yeah, I apologize, but when you're dealing in personnel issues, we really, if you want to get together with the superintendent at some point, I'm sure he'd be glad to talk to you. Superintendent?
The only thing I will say is there will be clarity soon. And I'm happy to talk with you outside of this context. May I proceed with my report, President Rodriguez? Members of the board, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, just kind of a little bit of housekeeping. I do want to, now that we have a full board, I wanted to share a copy of a previously shared document that is committee assignments for the board. It's a copy of it for member John to look at and to begin that conversation with the board president about where he might fit as a board committee member or as a alternate.
Okay.
So that's pretty easy. Retreat update, I have submitted the thank you, first of all, to all board members for giving me your potential dates and your availability. I'm working with the facilitator to schedule our first series. It's looking like we're probably going to have the first one happen in April. He's traveling in March, but I think it's going to be worth waiting for because we have a good team of people that are being paid for with external dollars. So we'll be working with Josh from Berkeley School District, with Stephen Ladd, who is one of the big trainers for CSBA relative to Masters of Governance, and we will be working with Chelsea Kang from the CCEE, and they're paying for all of it, which I like. But I'm looking for kind of, it looks like the result of the survey of the board is probably a combination of Friday, Saturday, and a few alternate options like that. So we'll probably start with the first 4-hour session, but it might also be a Saturday that's maybe a 6-hour session. But more to come on that, but I just want to say thank you, and we'll be working on that, and I hope to have something as soon as next week to put in front of you to look at. And certainly by the time we meet next, we should be able to really nail down 3 or 4 meetings that we can do between now and June.
Okay.
So that's coming. And on the communications front, there's been a lot of activity. Here's some highlights from Volair Strategic Advisors, who is our contractor that we have for communications and marketing. We produced 3 videos to support your enrollment outreach efforts, and I do want to get ready to cue those up, Shar. So let's show the videos that they prepared for us first, then I'll finish my update. Full screen.
Vision is really to ensure that all of our kids become successful in their lives. I can tell you that what's really important to us is that we're helping kids succeed at high levels academically, and that we're implementing programming that challenges them every day. So our core mission really is helping kids.
When I think of Newark's focus on academic success, the thing that comes to mind is our new math implementation. So just this last year, we have fully implemented a K-12 math program called Big Ideas Math. And this is the first time in many years that we've had full kindergarten to 12th grade articulation in math.
So teaching math, language arts, social studies, science, not as separate subjects, but starting to blend them together, kind of the way you would in the real world. So this idea of real world application of learning through problem and project-based learning is at the core of what we call STEAM education. Our teachers are very kind and caring, and many of our employees send their kids to our school district, which in my mind is the ultimate compliment. I think we're very centered in who we serve. I'm proud of our staff and how they treat kids and how they speak to kids. and how we treat parents as customers.
Newark is definitely a special place for its families. We have the joy of being a small town in the heart of Silicon Valley, and one of my mentors said to me, we are big enough to matter, but small enough to care. And that's what I think of when I think of Newark Unified.
So that's kind of an intro to the district. The next video, what's the next one we're going to show, Shar? We have two more videos. One is a TK promo, and the other one is the junior high. Oh. What's your visa number, Larry? There we go. We can do that one next. Thank you.
Shaping 21st century learners requires teaching students the skills and knowledge necessary to be successful in high school, college, and beyond. The Newark Unified School District offers an outstanding junior high school program committed to making learning engaging, meaningful, and relevant.
It's really a nice place. It's a great place to go to school. Kids love it here. Parents love it as well, and the teachers that we have on staff love it. We try and make the instruction suit the students' needs. So if you are struggling in a certain level or a certain subject, we're trying to find a way to make you successful in that subject.
I think it's really, really important for the teacher to bring the energy that he or she wants into the classroom. I meet my students where they are. I understand them. I connect with them. I establish relationships with them.
I'm engaged in class because they make it really fun and they teach it so well and it's so easy to understand.
I would have to say that this is a great community to be in. You will have great peers being here. The teachers are like teaching like how it should be taught, not just like just not caring. The principal is awesome.
Parents are interested in their children being safe in a safe environment. The teachers here will protect their children and take care of their children.
I think if you're looking for a place where you want your child to feel welcome and feel safe and feel supported, then this is it. Teachers care about kids at the school, and we know through research that's a really important component to making sure students are successful and they will get the education they need preparing for high school.
And we have one more.
The Newark School District's mission to inspire and educate all students to achieve their full potential starts with a TK and kindergarten program committed to a young learner's academic success and social development.
I think it is extremely important for children to attend a transitional kindergarten. It will get them ahead of the game academically, emotionally, and socially speaking. The children are marvelous. They are innately curious, and I feed on that. So it inspires me on a daily basis.
My son is developing so much in the TK program. He comes home telling me different things that he's learned and all excited about learning fall and winter.
I think the most important thing is the teacher in this TK program is wonderful. She is very friendly, nice, and humble. So I think my daughter, she really loves her. I also feel like the communication between the school and the parents is very, very great.
There's a lot of diversity, which is amazing. I've been very impressed so far.
The teachers, the principal, they go to great lengths in order to ensure that the children are safe, happy, and that the environment in their classrooms are conducive to learning.
We are committed to our students' success. Enroll your child in TK or kindergarten today. Visit newarkunified.org.
The last one's my favorite. I like those little kids. And we are currently working with them to develop a video that's going to highlight our STEAM initiative and our commitment to STEAM as a district. So that's kind of in the works. All videos have been posted on the district website, will also be used for social media. In addition, the videos may also be on the City of Newark website, on their tour of Newark that they are developing, and they'll be shown for education as well. We are still making some progress on billboards. I'm not going to reveal everything there yet. That's very exciting what's coming. And we had a big breakthrough today on that. So more to follow on that. I'm not going to share it all. Thanks to the Belair team, and the district has been highlighted in local media over the past few weeks. I did an interview on La Raza 93.3, on Univision 14 morning show, Despierta Área de la Bahía. The Belair team is working on a social media campaign focused on enrollment. That's kind of one of the priorities we've been given. Purpose is to highlight the great programs and things going right in Newark Unified. And I've had a lot of conversation with teachers about that's something that we all kind of agree that we need to do a better job of, because there's really good things going on here, but we have to do better at telling the story. Remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Our Facebook handle is or is that the Twitter handle? I don't know how this works. Face chat, Snapface, whatever it is. At Newark USD. Twitter handle is at NUSD School News. The Belair team has been supporting the district with graphic design support as well. Creating Latino Summit flyer, they helped with that. They're working on brochures for all school sites, and the principals, thank you for getting information in. We're working on that now, collecting content, taking photos, and writing. We look forward to sharing those brochures as soon as we have those drafted and available. President Rodriguez, that concludes my report at this time.
Any questions?
I'd like to make a comment if I might. Thank you very much, but Ms. Waters is in the audience, and she has offered to come and speak to Rotary on the 19th. And so if any of the board members would like to come, lunch is on me. It's at noon at the Doubletree. So we'll hear all about BGI's STEAM initiative, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Catherine, for doing this.
Thank you, Ms. Waters.
I agree. Let's give her a round of applause.
Okay, we now go to employee organizations. Anyone from NTA? I like the hat.
Thank you. Thank you. During the break, I was shopping for a new hat, so we'll see if something new comes up.
So who are you, by the way?
Good evening. My name is Timothy Merritt. I'm the president of the Newark Teachers Association, and I'm very pleased to represent I believe our number today is 295 members.
Great.
We have, for the first time in a long time, 100% membership at the high school. Yes, and very excited about that. The first thing I'd like to start with is I've talked to some of you, and Shar forwarded you an email about a Al Costa school board breakfast. It's where once a year, Al Costa, which is the Alameda County, Costa County local CTA organizations. I don't know. It's a group. It's a group. It's of all the local CTA organizations, which NTA belongs to. And so once a year we host a breakfast for board members to come and learn a little bit more about CTA. And so that is on February 23rd. I have hard RSVPs from 3 of you, and 2 of you I'm waiting. So, and I have to turn that in tomorrow. So if you just give me a nod right now, I can just put you down.
As long as you're paying for it, it should.
You know what? I have to pay for my own, but they're going to pay for yours.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to be there. So
I was going to ask Member Thomas to pay for it, but that's okay.
No, she's tapped out. She's doing the Rotary thing. Maybe next month. All right. So in addition, I just wanted to highlight some of the conferences that we've sent people to. Most recently, we sent Amanda Yop, a teacher from the high school, went to Las Vegas in January to an issues conference. And we sent our wonderful Megan McMillan to the Good Teaching Conference this month, I guess, yeah, just a couple weeks ago in San Jose. We're also hoping to send about 10 educators to the New Educator Conference, which is at the San Francisco Airport, one of those hotels there. And we sent 10 last year, and we hope to send another 10 this year. And then we have the Equity and Human Rights Conference in San Jose coming up in March, which we're shooting to send another 10 people. And don't worry, no subs required. It's on a Saturday and a Sunday, because that's what teachers do. Yeah, and then our last conference that we're going to go to is called the Conference on Racial and Social Justice, and that's also in San Jose. So we know that Newark Unified School District doesn't have money to send us to conferences, and so we're trying to send as many people as we can to conferences that are, and we're fortunate that many of them are in San Jose. The other conferences that we went to a GLBT conference, and that's the last time that conference will be held under that name because it was antiquated. It's now called the LGBTQ+ conference, starting next year. So we sent 2 people to that conference, and then we had the President's Conference, we had a leadership conference. And so we're really about learning not only how to be better union members, but better teachers. It's not just about contracts and negotiations and following the rules. We also want to learn how to be better teachers, and so that's what we do every day. So, so Ray, you're going to confirm to me tomorrow whether you're going to the breakfast, and everybody else is already confirmed. Any pressure there?
No.
Okay, all right.
And I also want some more information on the conference for the racial and social justice, if you don't mind getting that to me.
Absolutely, and if you want to come, you can pay for it yourself, but the non-member pay is
No,
really
I will
steep.
pay for that one.
It's really steep.
Member
All
Thomas,
right.
did you want to
All
say
right.
anything? No, we're good.
And
Thank you.
I appreciate what you do. Keep fighting
And
a good fight.
Yeah.
Some people think I'm angry, but I'm not.
Okay. We appreciate everything you do. Thank you. Anyone from CSEA, from the classified group? And NUMA? Ms. Waters.
Hi, I'm Catherine Ingham Waters. I'm the principal at Birch Grove Intermediate, and this year I am serving as NUMA's vice president. So I'm happy to share some acknowledgments and exciting events at our school. So first of all, congratulations to our NUMA winners who won the following AXA Region 6 awards. Technology Administrator, Larry Simon.
Yeah.
Central Office Administrator, Leticia Salinas. Elementary Principal, Angela Ehrlich.
Yes.
Middle Grades Principal, Mark Neal. And the region winner is our very own Superintendent, Patrick Sanchez. I'd like to share some exciting events across the district. The McGregor campus, in collaboration with Ohlone College, will be hosting back-to-back financial aid workshops on February 19th and 20th. All families of high school seniors welcome. Music hosted the first of 3 district parent education evenings. How can I help my student in math? The next section is the 20th, focusing on our TK to 2nd grade supports. All families and community members are welcome to participate. At Schilling, Student Council is working on changing the image of the school by surveying students and determining where they would like to see more art. A proposal will be presented to the board in late March. Lincoln hosted the Association of California School Administrators state meeting. It was great to see other school administrators coming from different regions of California. They visited classrooms to observe social emotional learning practices with dynamic mindfulness. Birch Grove Intermediate hosted a delegation from China, including school leaders and principals, who were visiting the area and asked to see the work that BGI was doing, in particular STEAM. Visitors enjoyed seeing flexible seating, project-based learning, Lego robotics, gardening, and BGI's makerspace. At Snow, they have 2 upcoming parent engagement workshops on the 20th, Face and Heart Parent Workshop Series, and on February 26th, Bullying Workshop for Parents. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, with that, we go to, we move to old business, 12.1, Board Policy 0500, Accountability. It's the second reading. I need a motion and a second.
I move that we approve this.
Member Thomas moves.
I second.
Member John seconds. Okay. Ms. Gutierrez is stepped out, so okay, we have 4 yes. Ms. Gutierrez stepped out for a minute, so motion passes. Thank you. We then go to new business. So 13.1, 13.2, 13.3, and 13.4 have been pulled and they're coming back. So we go to 13.5 NUMA, and Ms. Ehrlich wanted to address us on this. Our principal of Lincoln Elementary. Welcome.
Thank you. Well, good evening, Board President, Board members, and Executive Cabinet. I'm here tonight as the President of Newark Management Association, NUMA, to speak to you about the outstanding team of leaders that we have here at Newark. Now, who are members of NUMA? Our school principals, assistant principals, who wear many hats to make it happen for our kids. For example, in addition to being instructional leaders and ensuring school safety, we control traffic, we substitute in the classroom, we mop floors, just to name a few. Department chairs, managers, supervisors, confidential employees are second to none. All work tirelessly to ensure that the very best is given to students of Newark. Our leaders in educational services provide support and training to sites through outstanding professional development. Our business leadership provides guidance on budgeting and ensuring district solvency. Our directors, supervisors in maintenance, food services, and graphic arts ensure that our students have safe, clean environment in which to learn, healthy, nutritious food to eat, and quality printed material for our classrooms. Our executive assistants, administrative assistants, secondary officer manager, occupational therapist, program specialist, psychologist, and HR technicians provide competent professional support to every aspect of work being done in NUSD. We attend all school sporting events, evening meetings, back-to-school nights, weekend events, and a variety of activities for students and families. Many of these events aren't just things that we show up. We actually plan, coordinate, write up nominations for many of these functions. We rally our school communities to promote district initiatives such as passing measures and bond. We believe our support has been instrumental to the success of these very important achievements for our district in the past. Despite a huge lack of resources, we are continuing to promote NUSD schools. We have remained committed to when other opportunities present themselves because we are dedicated to the students of Newark. We have families, we pay for our health insurance, and we're still one of the lowest paid in the Bay Area. We are an unrepresented group, not any more important, but certainly not less important. It takes all 3 units working together to make the district run and be successful. We are respectfully asking for equitable compensation and believe parity with NTA is fair and reasonable. So on behalf of my colleagues from NUMA, I thank you very much for listening and for your time and for your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hurley. Appreciate it. We started the clock. We didn't start it on time, so that's why we gave you the extra time. So, thank you. So we have anybody else? I think that's the only one we have for the 13.5. So I need, the staff recommends the board ratify salary increases for management, confidential, and supervisory NUMA employees for the 2018-2019 school year. Need a motion and a second.
It is my honor to move that we approve this increase to our NUMA group.
Okay, Member Thomas makes the motion. Need a second?
I second.
Member Martinez makes the second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. 5 ayes. Congratulations. With that, we move to item 13.6, individual service agreement, Charis Youth Center. Superintendent, did you want to, who's going to address that?
Associate Superintendent Salinas.
Okay, Associate Superintendent Salinas.
Yes, this is a service agreement for an individual student who is qualified for non-public school setting due to his IEP.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, any questions? Need a motion and a second?
I'll move.
Member Gutierrez moves.
I'll second it.
Member John seconds. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously, 6 ayes. Go to 13.8, independent contract agreement with Nova Health Therapies, Inc. and NUSD. No, wait a minute. Did I skip one? 13.7, independent contractor agreement with 101 Therapy Staffing, Inc. and NUSD.
I move approval.
Okay. Member Thomas moves.
I second.
Member Martinez seconds. Please vote. Okay, motion passes 6 ayes. Thank you.
5 ayes.
I mean, 5 ayes. We just added another board member, huh? Okay. Okay, so what's the next one? 13.8, independent contract agreement with Nova Health Therapies, Inc. and NUSD. Any questions from staff, board? Okay, I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll move approval.
Member Thomas moves.
I'll second.
Member Gutierrez seconds. Please vote. Member Martinez. Perfect. 5 ayes. .9 we pulled. 13.10, agreement with Alameda County Office of Education for district internet services. Any questions? Anybody want to address this? Staff?
This is just.
Mr. Simon?
This is a partnership with the county to provide internet services. E-rate pays a good portion of the ISP services.
Thank you, Mr. Nguyen. Okay, need a motion and a second? If no discussion.
I move. Approval.
Member Martinez moves.
I'll
Need a
second.
second. Member Gutierrez seconds. Please vote. Member Thomas. Okay, motion passes 5 ayes. 13.11, monthly business transaction reports, December 2018. Did you want to, the board have any questions on this, or did you want to address it, Mr. Nguyen, or are you?
Yeah, this is just a monthly.
Go ahead.
This is a monthly transaction report
Right.
for the month of December. Gives
Okay.
you a detailed report of what's going on.
Thank you. Any questions? I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll move.
I second.
Member Gutierrez moves, Mr. Young seconds. Please vote. Motion passes 5 ayes. And 13.12 is the donations report. Need a motion and a second.
I move acceptance.
Member Thomas moves.
I'll second.
Member Gutierrez seconds. Please vote. Motion passes 5 ayes. Superintendent, do you want us to help you read, or are you gonna?
I can do it. I can do it.
You want to do it?
$120 donation for Music Elementary from Your Cause LLC, trustee for PG&E for the school use as determined by principal. $50 for Newark Junior High School from Maribel Gutierrez for the athletics department. A donation of $95 for Newark Junior High School. The Benavity Community Impact Fund for school use as determined by principal. $500 for Graham Elementary from Western Dental Services Incorporated for 6th grade science camp. $20 for Newark Junior High School from Celia Velasquez for athletics department. A donation of $550 for Kennedy Elementary. The donor is Kennedy Elementary PTA. Museum of Children's Arts field trip. $100 donation for Newark Junior High School. Donor is Srivani Vanjari and Sasidar Julia Moody for the athletics department, totaling $1,435.
Thank you. We appreciate the community involvement in our schools and supporting what our kids are doing and at each one of our sites. Thank you. Okay, with that we go to 14.1, personnel report.
I move approval of 14.1.
Member Thomas moves approval of 14.1.
I second.
Member Martinez seconds. Please vote. Okay, motion passes 5 ayes unanimously. Thank you. 14.2, certificated seniority list. I need a motion and a second.
I'll move.
Member Gutierrez makes the motion.
I'll second.
Member Martinez seconds. Please vote. Motion passes 5 ayes unanimously. Thank you. Now we move to consent agenda items. We have 15.1, non-curricular field trip, Newark Junior High, 8th grade class to Santa Clara. 15.2, non-curricular field trip, Newark Junior High leadership to Vallejo, California. 15.3, warrant report for January 2019. 15.4, minutes of the regular board meeting, December 4th, 2018. I need a motion and a second, unless you wanted to pull any one of these and discuss it separately.
I move approval.
Okay, Member Thomas moves approval of 15.1 through 15.4. Okay, please vote. Oh, I need a second.
I'll second it.
Member Gutierrez seconds. Please vote. Excellent. Motion passes unanimously, 5 ayes. Okay, so the next thing we have is the student expulsion. We discussed that in closed session as we normally do, and I need a motion and a second to accept staff recommendation on expulsion stipulation for E 1819-13.
I move acceptance of the staff recommendation.
Member Thomas moves acceptance. I need a second.
I second.
Member Martinez seconds. Please vote. Okay. The motion passes 4 ayes and 1 no. Member Gutierrez, normally what we do in a case like this, if you want to address the board or the community on why you voted no on it, you don't have to. It's your prerogative.
I don't want to get into, because of the gravity of the situation, don't want to get into too many details, but ultimately my goal here as a board member is for the betterment of the students. So in this case, I chose to vote no.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Okay. 17.1, Board of Education Committee reports, announcements, requests, debrief, and discussion. You want to go first?
Okay, I just have one simple item. As you can tell what I'm wearing today, this week is the Lunar New Year, so for the 20% of our newer residents are celebrating this festival. So for those 20%, particularly those in our Korean American communities and our Vietnamese American community, including our chief business officer in the yellow pig. Particularly, this is actually your year, the yellow pig, and our Chinese American community. I wish every one of you a happy New Year. 充满南美，新年快乐. Thank you.
So if it's okay with you, when we adjourn, we'll adjourn in celebration of the Year of the Pig, Chinese New Year, or the is that?
I would say Lunar New Year because our Korean American,
right, you have more than
Vietnamese
just
American are also celebrating the same day.
Okay. Member Gutierrez.
I had 2 items. One that I won't because it was about the Latinx summit, and since they gave you enough information on it. The next one is the Newark Girls Softball League will be holding a softball clinic at the high school softball field this Saturday. There's a softball clinic from 10 a.m. to noon and a leadership workshop from 12:30 to 1:30.
Okay, that's at the high school?
Correct.
Because they play at Snow Elementary, right?
So Newark Memorial High School this Saturday.
Okay, excellent. Okay, anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Member Martinez? Anything?
Yes, President Rodriguez, am I on? Yes, I'd like to request, and I think this came out of our study session, the appointment or the formation of the Research Action Group / Committee, so that we can continue the work that we need to do in terms of looking for additional longer-term opportunities for cost savings or revenue enhancements.
Okay. So, did you want us to appoint 2 board members on that, or with its?
Yes, I'd like a couple of board member representation. Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to be on it.
Yeah. So, you 2. Okay. So we got it. Member Martinez and Member Thomas. Thank you. Anything else? Member Martinez?
That was my only request. Thank you.
Member Thomas?
Yes, we had an audit committee meeting, and we appointed Ms. Martinez as our chair, and we're going to follow up with about 3 meetings or 4 meetings a year. I'm glad to see that happening. Also, a very good ROP meeting. ROP is making great strides, and they had a FICMAT report that started out with showing up a lot of problems, but in the end, everything was squared away. And I really appreciate FICMAT and what they did for the board, the ROP board, and for the organization to really take care of their financial situation.
Excellent. So I just had a couple of things. Thank you, board and staff, for not even 9 o'clock, and we've done pretty well. But we did start at 4, right? Just a couple of things. I would like to visit Facebook and talk about all the wonderful things that are happening here in Newark. They just took over 2 buildings in Newark, is my understanding. So, Mr. Young or Bowen, did you were going to go with me, right?
Sure. Well,
okay. Maybe we'll bring the superintendent.
Going to be this month or?
Yeah, we'll get together and schedule it, and see if we can get some money out of Facebook, right? Contribution. Yes, sure. But Facebook gives a lot of money, and mostly through Mr. Zuckerberg's his wife, Miss.
I guess
you want
it's
to say?
called Zuckerberg Chan Institute. That is their major.
Right. And that's his wife, right?
Yeah.
Right. Perfect. So we can go see it. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and it allows the opportunity to do that. I do want to schedule a workshop where we discuss the governance handbook and maybe update it. Member Thomas can help me with this, hopefully, and get it on a future agenda.
Sure. Happy to.
See, I had a couple other things. Board. Okay, and then we have the superintendent. We want to do a board committee of 2, or did we already? So let me announce it. It's Member Gutierrez, right? For the superintendent to get with him on what was it that we? Yeah, the review, right? The board committee. Right, exactly. Thank you. The brief committee. Right. So who were we going to do there? Was it going to be Member Martinez?
Gutierrez ad hoc evaluation.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Member Thomas, for helping me with that.
Helping you with what?
Let's see. I think that's about it. We did very well, and I'm looking forward.
This meeting. Is that what that's about? Yeah,
what?
The debrief of this meeting,
right,
but
exactly.
it'll rotate.
Debrief. And right, we're going to rotate, right? Yeah. So, okay. Anybody else have any announcements? Or again, thank you, staff. Thank you, board. And
are you going to talk about the evaluation document?
Oh yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Member Thomas.
No, it was Elisa.
Oh, Alyssa, Member Martinez. Okay. So we have the evaluation document for the superintendent. So I wanted to give it to every board member, fill these out and get them back to me. And Superintendent Sanchez say nice things about him. Okay. And I wanted to say congratulations, Superintendent, and all our individuals, that all our NUMA members that got awards, Mr. Simon, and we appreciate everything that you bring to helping us all educate our kids and what you mean to Newark Unified School District. Okay, so Superintendent, before we adjourned, did you want to say anything?
I do.
What? Oh.
Char, would you cue the 40-page PowerPoint? I just wanted to say from here, we are very honored to be here and finish before 9 o'clock. So that concludes my report.
Thank you. So, anybody else? Member Yang, did you want to, here, why don't you adjourn the meeting in honor of the lunar? Go ahead.
So the meeting is adjourned in honor of the Lunar New Year.